Good morning, investor and corporate. Welcome to Digital Roadshow Year's End 2024 Performance Review. This session will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the session by 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. During Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. May I now invite SCG Packaging Public Company Limited to start the presentation.
Thank you, set to arrange digital roadshow session for SCGP. And first of all, I would like to thank our investor to attend our sessions. Today, we are with Dr. Sanarin Makurtpon, IR Directors, and Ms. Thititorn Phaupuchinda, IR Managers, and I, Nipapan Kosicharan, IR Managers. Today, we will give you the summary of the performance of SCGP in 2024 for the whole years and in the first quarter of last year. And next, we will give like a key highlight of a business update and outlook for this year. Okay, let's start with the performance in 2024 for the whole year. Our revenues from sales is about 133 billion baht, which up 3% year on year, mainly due to the higher sale volume of packaging paper, fiber packaging, polymer packaging, and food service packaging. This increase was driven by the growth in domestic demand. However, our cost of goods sold or COGS increased 1%. COGS up from 82% to 83%, mainly from the increase in our key raw material costs or RCP, which led to reduced EBITDA about 9% year on year to 16 billion baht, and EBITDA margins was at 12%. And the profit also dropped in line with the EBITDA, along with the additional impact from the higher finance costs and foreign currency fluctuations in ASEAN, particularly in the third quarter of last year. Our profit declined 30% year on year to 3.7 billion baht and profit margins at 3%. Next, I will show you about our revenue portions. Let's start with the left pie chart. It's a portion by business unit. SCGP revenue remains stable in all business units. All figures remain the same with last year's. Downstream packaging is mean to consumer packaging, polymer packaging, and fiber packaging contribute around 37% of total revenues. And integrated packaging business account for around 75%. Fibers business account for 19% and recycling business 6%. This is part of our effort to maintain leading market positions in packaging papers and fiber packaging in ASEAN. Additionally, we continue to drive downstream business to meet the growing demand of customers. Move to the next one in the middle pie chart. It shows our revenue by end destinations. May I start with the export portions or rest of the world? You can see that in 2023, our export portions about 19%, and this decreased to 17% this year. 2024. The decline was primarily due to the reductions in the export of packaging paper to China, which fell from 7% to 6% due to the softening demand. Additionally, the direct export to US also decreased from 4% to 3%. The product that we export to the US actually have printing writing paper, food service packaging, and polymer packaging. And the revenue portions in Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines increased. This was aligned with a higher sale volume in integrated packaging business in domestic market. And sale in Europe and UK also growth from 5% in 2023 to 6% in 2024, attributed to the food service packaging and healthcare supply business growth. For the right pie chart, you can see that our consumer link portions sales increased from 72% to 75% in 2024, mainly supported by the growth in the food and beverage segment. This aligns with our strategy that we would like to increase the downstream business, which help SCGP to stabilize the performance. This slide, that I mentioned earlier that our performance is good in the domestic market, and this will show you the highlight in our domestic performance. You can see that our domestic performance has been driven by team effort to stabilize and maintain market share, which achieved in terms of higher growth in terms of sale volume. Integrated packaging business, including packaging paper, fiber packaging, and polymer packaging, report that domestic sales grow faster than GDP. Then this is help offset the reductions in terms of the export of packaging papers sale volume to China. The first business unit, packaging paper, its domestic volume increased by 10%. Year on year, despite the reduction in export mainly to China, the domestic portion improved from 79% to 84%, reflecting our effort to maintain market share in every country that we operate. For the box business, domestic sales rose by 4% year on year, primarily due to the capacity expansion in Thailand that we start the commercializations of fiber packaging in Thailand, and this will up the capacity around 10%. And we enhance cross-selling with the Star Print, and this is a box business in Vietnam, and allow us to the sell more packaging to the customer. For the polymer packaging, both domestic and export volume grow by 9%. We continue to strengthen our polymer packaging operation in Thailand and Vietnam and enhance cross-selling across the operation. For the fibrous business in the blue part, you can see that domestic sales decreased 2%, but due to the decline in the printing writing sale volume. However, we improved export by 7%, which driven by the food service packaging and sustainable products like this wing power others food packaging in under brand phase is meeting a growing demand. And next, we will move to the performance in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Let's start from revenue from sales first. The revenue from sale in the fourth quarter of 2024 was 31 billion baht, which decreased 2% year on year because of lower sales of fibrous business. But for integrated packaging business, it's still good, driven by domestic demand. And then if we compare Q on Q, it declined 6% due to weak integrated packaging business prices, and then the lower sale volume of fibrous business, especially paper and pipe. And then let's move to EBITDA. So EBITDA accounted to 3 billion in the fourth quarter, decreased 35% year on year because of the effect from the rising recovered paper costs. But if we compare Q on Q, it dropped 19% due to weaker selling prices and then the reduced margin in recycling business. However, if we take a look at the recovered paper costs, we could see the improvement from this one. And then EBITDA margin slightly dropped to 9% compared to the third quarter. And then for net profits, in the fourth quarter, we've got lost 57 million baht. So we can see decrease year on year, Q on Q in line with the EBITDA, and then with the full quarter impact from an additional stake in Indonesia operation, and then for the margin to minus 0.2%. And then if we take a look into the performance by business unit, let's start with integrated packaging business, which is around 75% of the total revenue. The revenue of IPB was 24 billion baht, increased 1% year on year, driven by fiber and polymer packaging sale volume, especially in Thailand and Vietnam. And for Q on Q, it declined 2%, And then if we consider by sub-segment, for polymer packaging, the revenue Q on Q remained resilient, driven by domestic demand. But for food export was softened. However, medical supplies and labware continue to improve, supported by ASEAN sales channel synergies across the value chain. And then for fiber packaging, Q on Q revenue slightly decreased due to the modest durable goods demand, especially in E&E segment. But for stable goods, it improved, as I mentioned before, especially from domestic consumption. And for packaging paper, average sale volume increased 4% Q on Q, mainly from the operations in Indonesia and the Philippines. But for selling price, the average selling price decreased 6% Q on Q due to softened regional prices, which led to higher domestic price competition. And then if we take a look at EBITDA from IPD was 3 billion baht, dropped 19% year on year because of a higher raw material cost or recover paper costs and softened packaging paper prices. And for Q on Q, slightly dropped to 3% because of weaker regional packaging paper prices, but we could see improvement for recover paper costs and then the Fajar's EBITDA, because if we look by month, we can see improvement from the lowest point since July 2024. And for fibrous business, around 19% of total sale, the revenue was 6 billion baht, dropped 11% year on year because of lower sale volume of paper and dissolving pulp. And then for Q on Q, decreased 19%. Food service packaging, the revenue Q on Q decreased because of the lower sale in the Europe and UK market during winter. So there was less outdoor activities. But for quick service restaurant, it remained good by new products and promotional campaigns. And for fine paper and specialty, for Q on Q revenue, it decreased from the lower sale volume of copy paper and graphic paper. And for pulp, Q on Q also decreased because of annual maintenance in the fourth quarter, which affected the sale volume of dissolving pulp. And for EBITDA was 500 million baht, which is lower than the previous year, around 50% from the lower sale volume of dissolving pulp and then lower prices of paper. But for Q on Q, it decreased 38% in line with the revenue and with an increase in cost related to the annual maintenance activity that I mentioned. And then for balance sheet and CapEx, let's start from the left side first. So our net debt was 53 billion baht. And then for net debt to EBITDA, it increased from 2023 from 1.8 to 3.3. And this is mainly from the additional shares in Fajar. And then if we look at the E ratio, it's around 0.98. So overall, our financial status is still under control as we planned. But for the CapEx plan on the right side, in 2024, we spent around 29 billion baht. And the main portion is from the investment in Fajar. And then for this year, 2025, we have the CapEx plan around 13 billion baht. And for growth CapEx, we plan around 8 to 10 billion baht for that. And then the rest is for maintenance, efficiency, ESG innovation, etc. And for the Fitch ratings, so SCGP could maintain the rating at a stable outlook in January this year. And then the board of directors has approved the proposed annual dividend of 2024 at 0.55 baht per share. And then 0.10 to 5 baht per share was already paid in August 2024, and then the rest around 0.3 baht per share will be paid in April this year. So about the annual dividend, we paid the same amount compared to 2023 because of our financial position is still healthy, and then we have planned to go further. And then for the next part, I will hand over to Kun Sanarin.
Thank you, Cap. So as you see that our performance in fourth quarter is a little bit drop from third quarter. So one of that is from our operation in Indonesia. So that's why I bring this topic to give you some more color. So let's see what is the situation of the operation in Indonesia and Indonesia economic in the fourth quarter. Let's start from the left-hand side. So in 2024, so the GDP still grow up, so about 5% year-on-year, mainly is driving from the domestic consumption, that is about 55%. And for the essential good, for example, food and beverage, FMCG remain good, so move in a good way. Apart from the end of the year, because there is a holiday in December, so the volume in all demands drop a little bit down. And for the cost, so mainly that is from the RCP. So the cost is that move down, that is good for us, and also for the energy effect cost is still maintained at low level, so this is good for the business. But for the demand, this is a key thing that we have to talk about because of the economy in China still not move well as they plan. So that's why affect with the demand in China. So when the demand in China is dropped down, give to effect to the region for the selling price. So that's why the selling price this region is dropped down, and also our operation in Indonesia because of the volume that we send or we export to China. Indonesia affect more than other part of our operation because we send to China about 30%. So when the price drop down, volume can send to China. So that might affect to our performance in third quarter last year. So let's move to sales volume in the middle graph. So you can see in the third quarter, you can see the volume is dropped, and so that's why it show you with the price still have room of improvement. So when we're talking about the fourth quarter, you can see the volume is moved up because of the demand to be picked up, especially for the front loading that happened at the end of the year because of everyone aware with the tariff that might be happening in this year. So that's why they stock the good, prepare the good, and send out to other countries. So that's why on that time they need for the demand of the packaging paper. So that's why volume move up and the selling price improve a little bit. Okay, so let's see what is the improvement plan that we going to do or we focus to do on this year. So we can see, of course, for the cost reduction, we keep improving on this way because of its effect a lot. Because of if you can manage with the energy, manage with the RCP that we use for the raw material. So if we can secure our raw material in local, so that can give us a really good chance to improve with the operation cost and cost of goods sold, and also for the quality rationalized. If you think about with our production, it's quite huge one. If we produce many grades of the product, every time when we change the grade, it has a trim loss. So we have to adjust some. So right now we keep moving that by reducing the SKU or the grade of the packaging paper that should be fit with our customer by not changing more in our operation. So this again, so this one can save cost of the operation. And for the sales volume, we put effort a lot to have the partner on that. Right now we have our box plant that belong to SCGP, so we try to use more packaging paper from Fajar. Apart from that, we talk with our partner, our box plant in Indonesia, to partner with them to increase our integration. So right now we have integration about 16%. If we can double to use 30%, they can use more our packaging paper. So this is a way to improve our sales volume. And the last one we are going to do to improve the financial performance of the Faja. That is a capital increase. We would like to share to review the debt that Faja has right now. It's quite high. So and also for the interest rate in Indonesia about 7%. If we can reduce that, it might be a good way of the financial for the Faja performance. Right now we are working on that, and we would like to complete the issue on second quarter of this year. You might see the good effect on the third quarter of this year. Okay. Can you move to the next part? So apart from Faja, we would like to stabilize our business with the ESG and also with the innovation. Let's start from the ESG first. ESG, we are doing in the pipeline, keep doing that to meet our target that we promised. So right now we have the set AAA for the sustainable stock. So we got the third consecutive year, and also for the S&P Global, we are top #1 in the category of the container and packaging. So this is the third consecutive year as well. And the last one, we got the upgrade from the gold level to platinum level in last year. And it is one of the good news. We listed in the MSCI Global Small Cap. This is just an announcement in last month. So that helps everyone see we still moving well in the ESG, and also we keep our performance in the global standard. So that's why we maintain our position and our strategy to improve our business performance. And when we're talking about the business performance, move to the right hand side. So you can see this year we also got the award from the SET. So we got the Best Innovative Company Award for the third year. So that's why this year we got the SET Award for the honor in 2024. So we keep the budget in every year to improve our innovation, to give our differentiation of the product, and give the engagement to the customer. So for every year, we have the budget about 0.6 or 1% of our total revenue. And last year, we spent about 800 million baht to improve our innovation. So you can see the topic of innovation is quite a standout, and it can give the opportunity, give the customer engagement to our product. Okay, so can I move to the next part, please? And the outlook. So we would like to separate the outlook into two parts. Let's start from the internal. So we mentioned quite a lot for the Indonesia operation, because this is the part that we take it serious. This is our priority to improve even for the operation and the financial situation. So everything on track, and we can see the progressive improvement every month by month since July 2024. This is the right part, and every month is improved very well. So we announce you the progress again in this year in the first quarter. So when we summarize, we will give you the number. And for the growth of the business, so as our team mentioned about the downstream. Why downstream? Because if we move to downstream, we can engage customer, we can provide a solution, we can improve our product selling price, and also the margin of the product. So that's why we focus to expand our business in downstream product. For example, fiber packaging, polymer packaging, healthcare packaging, and also food service packaging. So this is a high growth segment. And the last one for the food solution, and talk about with the innovation. So we can provide with the product and solution, and also for the sustainable product. And right now we launched a lot about this certified carbon footprint product that can serve our customer. If our customer would like to send the product to Europe, to US, out to UK, so they have to certify the carbon credit. So right now we already have the demo for our customer. And for the external part, you can see a lot of the movement. So for the domestic of the ASEAN region, still good because our part of Thailand is still good. So our GDP this year about 2.5%, but for the Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand 5%. Especially for the Indonesia, they announced they would like to improve the GDP this year to 8% and every year until 2030. So we see a lot of the opportunity for the domestic growth. So that's why we focus our product portfolio to grow in the domestic growth in every country in Asia, especially the country that we have the operation. So this is our opportunity that we are working with. And for the topic, second topic, third topic that's talking about uncertainty. So we still see the uncertainty from the exchange rate, from the tax tariff, and the movement of the RCP cost and freight cost. So this why is a movement of the indicator. We have to working on. We have to keep the eye on and adjust ourselves that can optimize and take it serious to optimize the cost of our operation. So we are working on it. I might give you the key takeaway. I think our team prepare one page slide to give you, if possible. Maybe we can share that. If not, so maybe I can share you by give you some information like this. So this year, actually we have the medium-term plan for 5 years. So from that, we cut down to our plan in this year. So what is our strategy that we would like to move on for this year, 2025? We have 4 strategies. The first one, of course, we would like to talking about the profitability enhancement. So last year, I mean 2023, we have EBITDA about 16 billion Thai baht. Okay? Sorry, 2024, 16 billion Thai baht. And this year, we would like to improve our bottom line, the EBITDA level. So we would like to have the EBITDA about 18 billion Thai baht. So I'm talking about the first column. So how to do that? The first one, we have to have the good investment. We have to have the budget for the investment. So we set up the CapEx about 30 billion Thai baht for the investment. This one, as our team informed you that about 8,000 to 10 billion that we are focusing on the growth CapEx. So this is about the M&P, find the partner, and also for the organic growth to expand our facility. And the rest of that is for the innovation and ESG. So if we would like to keep on that to improve our bottom line. And the second one for the operation excellence and for the people, we have to training the people that improve the capability to serve our business, and also for the cost saving that we did very well in Thailand. We using the AI to reduce the energy, optimize the energy, and also for the technology that we improve. We would like to expand our knowledge to other countries, for example, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines. So if we can do that as a plan, we can do the cost saving about 600 million Thai baht. And for the innovation, we put about 1% of our revenue, 800 million baht for all the maybe about 10,000 million baht for the innovation. So if we can do that, we would like to have the portion of the solution and service more than 37% of the total sale. So that can help us to improve our margin. Last but not least, for the ESG, as I mentioned earlier, that about the carbon footprint product, we will have the new product launch every quarter to serve our customer. Apart from that, for the alternative fuel, we keep working on that because this one can help us to reduce the greenhouse gas emission to meet our target that we are commit net zero in 2050. Not only to reduce the greenhouse emission, but also help us to reduce cost of the production as well when we using the alternative fuel. So this is our 4 strategies that we are focusing and we will do as we commit to our investor. So basically, I would like to inform you like that for the key takeaway. So if you not have any question or any comment, we would like to thank for hearing us today. And if you have any question, please feel free to contact our IR team. And we would like to thank for today.
This session has come to the end. Thank you very much, investor and corporate, for joining the conference. If you do need further details, please feel free to drop us an email. ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะ